That carton of milk sitting in your fridge right now looks harmless, white, clean, Canadian. Every morning, millions of families across Ontario, Alberta, British Columbia, and Quebec pour milk into cereal bowls and coffee mugs, believing it is fresh, safe, and locally sourced. But behind those familiar labels, red maple leaves and 100% Canadian milk claims, there is a side of the dairy industry most shoppers never see. Today we are examining 6 widely sold milk brands in Canada. Not to create panic, but to encourage awareness. No Name milk is one of the most affordable options in Canada. It's commonly found in stores owned by Loblaw Companies Limited, which controls a significant share of the national grocery market. At first glance, it seems like a smart financial decision, 2 liters for a lower price than premium brands. But here's the concern. Budget milk operates on extremely tight margins. Farmers are paid regulated rates under Canada's supply management system, yet processing, transportation, and retail costs must still be covered. When prices drop too low, efficiency becomes the priority. Ultra-pasteurization is often used to extend shelf life. While completely legal and safe, higher temperatures can alter taste and may reduce certain heat-sensitive nutrients. Independent nutrition comparisons frequently show private label milk sitting at the lower end of protein and fat ranges allowed by regulation. No Name milk meets Canadian standards, but it represents commodity dairy at scale. It's produced for price, not premium quality. And when milk becomes just another low-cost product, consistency can suffer. Great Value is Walmart's private label brand. Like other discount lines, it relies on contract processors that vary by province. The milk in Manitoba may come from a different facility than the milk in Nova Scotia. This fragmented supply chain raises questions about consistency. Canadian milk standards are strict, but processing methods and sourcing arrangements can differ between regions. That means the product you buy today may not be identical to the one you purchased last month. Large retailers negotiate aggressively. Their buying power allows them to push for lower prices from processors. And while Canada's dairy system protects farmers more than in many countries, cost pressures still exist in packaging, transportation, and shelf life management. Great Value milk is safe. It is regulated. But it is designed for scale and affordability above all else. When price is the central selling point, quality beyond minimum compliance rarely becomes the focus. Nielsen is one of Canada's most recognized dairy names. It has been in Canadian households for generations. But large legacy brands sometimes face the most scrutiny. In recent years, Canada has seen several dairy recalls across multiple companies, including contamination concerns ranging from packaging failures to bacterial risks. While recalls are not uncommon in the food industry and often reflect strong monitoring systems, they remind consumers that even major brands are not immune to problems. Nielsen products are widely distributed and processed at industrial scale. Ultra-high temperature treatments are often used for extended shelf life varieties. This allows milk to last longer in refrigerators, but can subtly change flavor and nutritional texture. The terrifying part is not that Nielsen milk is unsafe. It must pass Canadian Food Inspection Agency standards. The concern is scale. When a large brand encounters an issue, it can affect thousands of households quickly. Size amplifies risk exposure. Consumers should always monitor recall alerts from the Canadian Food Inspection Agency to stay informed. Lactantia positions itself as a premium dairy choice, higher price, elegant packaging, extended shelf life options, but premium branding does not automatically mean minimal processing. Many Lactantia products use similar pasteurization techniques as mid-range competitors. Extended freshness often means higher heat exposure or advanced filtration methods. Some dairy analysts argue that aggressive processing may affect the natural enzyme profile of milk. While still safe and nutritious, the product becomes more industrially standardized. There's also the global ownership factor. Many Canadian dairy brands are owned by multinational corporations. Corporate oversight doesn't mean poor quality, but it does mean decisions are driven by global efficiency targets, not just local farm relationships. Consumers paying premium prices should examine whether they are receiving meaningful differences in sourcing, processing, or nutritional density, or simply upgraded marketing. Sealtest is another long-standing Canadian name. It is widely available across provinces and often priced slightly above budget brands but below high-end specialty milk. Sealtest milk meets regulatory protein and fat standards, yet independent comparisons often show variation between batches. This isn't unusual in mass production. Natural dairy content can fluctuate depending on herd diet and seasonal changes. However, modern processing aims to standardize fat content to exact percentages. That standardization process can involve blending and mechanical separation techniques that prioritize uniformity over natural variation. Sealtest is not dangerous, but it represents the industrial model of dairy production, centralized facilities, large distribution networks, and cost efficiency planning. For consumers seeking small batch or grass-fed sourcing, this may not align with expectations. Beatrice is another widely recognized label in Canada. It operates within major grocery systems and serves large population centers. The concern here is transparency. Large brands often provide limited publicly accessible information about farm sourcing specifics, while Canada's dairy supply management system ensures domestic milk production. Details about farm conditions, feed practices, and herd management are rarely highlighted in mass-market cartons. Beatrice products are standardized, processed, and distributed at scale. Fat content is adjusted to regulated levels. Shelf life is optimized for retail logistics. Again, this is not about safety. It is about understanding that mass production and premium nutrition are not always the same thing. When you stand in a Canadian grocery aisle surrounded by maple leaves and farm imagery, it's easy to assume every carton reflects the same quality. But milk today is a highly engineered, tightly regulated, industrial product. Canada's dairy system is among the most controlled in the world. Farmers operate under quota systems. Pricing is regulated. Safety inspections are frequent. Yet within that system, brands still compete on cost, processing speed, and shelf life. Fresh does not always mean minimally processed. Canadian does not always mean small scale. And premium does not automatically equal superior nutrition. The safest approach is simple. Read labels carefully. Monitor recall notices. Compare protein and fat percentages. If sourcing matters to you, research local dairy cooperatives or regional farm brands that disclose more information. Milk remains one of the most nutritious staples in Canadian households. But like any industry driven by scale and competition, awareness protects consumers.